Happy Thursday, everybody. Thanks for joining us on this Thursday afternoon. We're your hosts. I'm Paige Marley.
I'm Leah Rizzo. Hope you had a wonderful evening last night. If you had a Valentine, hope you made it special, made it fun, made it cute.
Definitely. Did you have a good Valentine's Day?
I did, yeah. We keep things nice and low-key.
Good.
Simple.
Yes.
We made some scallops. I found some heart-shaped pasta, so I cooked that up.
That was cute.
Yeah, I took some pictures on my new camera that I got. So.
Good. That's like the perfect Valentine's Day. I love that. Just keeping it simple. Celebrating love, everybody.
That's
love
right.
that. Yeah.
That's right.
Good. I'm glad. Same. Mine was boring. I was solo this Valentine's.
I think you were on your own.
Yeah,
so.
I was. It was all good. I had treated myself. I made some bread.
Nice.
First time.
Sometimes you got to be your own Valentine too. Like whether you're apart or whether you're single, like however you end up spending Valentine's Day, you got to be able to treat yourself too.
I ate 2 cans of soup.
Nice.
So
really, girl.
Really treated myself yesterday.
What kind of soup?
So we got a little crazy. The first one was chicken noodle. The second one was chicken and dumpling.
Oh, I had a girl.
I made the first soup, then I made the bread, and I was like, well, you need soup with bread, so... Anyways, that was my romantic evening. Good. With myself.
I'm glad to hear it.
Thanks.
Well, the colder months, we're still in them, unfortunately. I think the groundhog lied.
He did.
But with the colder weather, a lot of times we see a lot of sickness, illness, cold and flu season, as we love to call it.
Yes.
And it was interesting. A study came out, and we thought this was a fun one because the study got an opinion from the guys out there, the men, as to who they would rather have take care of them when they're not feeling well, their wife or partner or their mother. Unsurprisingly, a lot of the men said their mother takes better care of them.
Honestly, good.
Than their wife or partner.
This is the best. It's so good. Here's the thing. They know, men know that they're babies when they're sick. This is a universal man thing. And I think it's just, I'm not trying to be like opinionated here. I think it is a fact. Not all women, most women have better pain tolerance than most men. So just putting that out there doesn't mean you're not strong. You are, and we love you so much, but it's just the truth. There is that funny meme out there I see on social media. This guy said, like, he was obviously joking, but he goes, my wife gave birth. She now knows what it's like for a man to have a cold. It's so good.
But, right. And I think, we love a self-aware king when they know that they're being a big baby when they've got a cold. So, like, that helps kind of soften the blow a little bit. But, like, have you met sick men?
They're so funny.
I can understand why only your mom would take care of you.
It's cute the first day, right? You're like, oh, honey, let me take care of you. And then it's like, I can't reach my water that's right there. And you're like, yes, you have a cold, darling.
Oh, my brother used to be the worst if my parents weren't home. And he'd be like, I need you to go to the store and get me. So I was like, what? Just spit it out.
I can see why more men.
I'll get it all. I don't care. Just hurry up.
And send me money. But I can see why more men would say their mom because they're used to that. Their mom's taking care of them, which is a good thing. But also, self-aware, I know that when my fiance is sick, the first day, like I said, I got you. The second day, if it's just a cold, I'm going to be kind of mean.
When it's a cold.
I'm going to be kind of mean.
If you're like really sick, obviously we're going to be nicer to you.
If he has pneumonia, if he has recovering from surgery, it's different. We're talking the common cold. By the second day, it's like, no, you can unload the dishwasher. You can. I think I did a little mean as to where his mom will be like, I'm going to bring you soup and groceries and take care of you. And I'm glad that she does, but I'm not. Keep talking about relationships too, because we're trying to make you feel better about your relationship. I hope you know that. If you're like, my man is so annoying when he's cold, when he has a cold, so are all of our guys. Also, if your man is especially annoying at the airport, you're also not alone. And this made me feel better because it was kind of this funny thing that said in a good, healthy, solid relationship, one of you is a fine, easygoing traveler. The other is not. They are stressed out to the max. And man, if I aren't the go-with-the-flow traveler and Jonathan is like, we need to be first on the plane. We need to be at the airport 10 hours early. No, we don't.
Yeah, I'm definitely the easygoing traveler. Sean, he doesn't have to be the first guy on the plane. We don't have to be there super early, but like he's a much more particular traveler than I am, which is, I get that I'm also an exceptionally easygoing traveler. I'm like, hey, once you get on the plane, the fate is in the pilot's hands.
What are we going to
do? Not much we can do about it. So I feel like, there's no need to add stress to what's already going to be an uncomfortable plane ride. There's probably going to be crying kids. There's going to be nobody's having a great time.
No. But yeah, some people just really stress out, and we aren't judging you because, and it's not just men either. It's just one person in the relationship.
Has to be the stressed out one. And the other one is like, everything's good. Everything's chill. And I think, you do need that balance. And I think that that is sort of like when people say opposites attract, that's where that kind of comes from.
I think so.
Where I think you might find somebody who not completes you, but complements you in that area. We're like, okay, where my weaknesses are, that's where your strength lives. And that's why we work as a couple. That's why we work together.
Exactly.
That's why you can accomplish tasks together in a way that you wouldn't be able to on your own. Changing gears just a little bit, if you've been a big fan of American Idol, maybe you saw that Katy Perry will not be returning for the next season.
Womp.
Womp. So who are they picking to take her place? Well, they haven't officially announced anything, but the talks have gone in a couple different directions. J-Lo's name came up. I know you're a big J-Lo fan.
Yeah, the biggest. No, I don't know what it is about her. I can't. She's hard for me to swallow.
I think the nostalgia pool is what they're kind of going for. Like if they pick somebody like J-Lo, you're going to hit the older millennials. People are going to watch because, we love her.
Right.
I think I know some talks of like Taylor Swift. I don't think she would.
I don't think she would either.
Because her career is still very active.
Yeah, she doesn't need American Idol.
She doesn't need American Idol.
No.
American Idol needs her.
Yeah.
So I think they were trying to maybe, pick a younger, I could almost see maybe like Camila Cabello or like somebody else
she
who would
did
be
The
kind of a
Voice.
good, if you want to hit like a younger audience. So I'm really not sure. And then Ryan Seacrest was saying like, pick a complete wild card, like when Steven Tyler did it. Like
Pitbull. It should be a vote. We should get to pick.
Yes, we should. That's what American Idol is all about,
That'd
right?
be so
Picking who's on the team.
The only thing I'll give J-Lo is if they liked Katy Perry, she'll give that kind of same cringe factor, in my opinion, that J-Lo would give, that melodramatic.
Yes.
That Katy Perry has. So whatever.
That's fair. That's fair. Well, we're never melodramatic here on COASTLIFE.
We might be a little bit.
Just a little bit. We're going to take a look at what's coming up on the show. Coming up today on COASTLIFE, we are celebrating artists in Ocean City.
And it's Thursday, so we're spilling the tea. Today we're talking some family drama.
And if you are looking to get fit and have fun while you're doing it, we've got a self-improvement center that we're going to tell you all about. All that and more is coming up today on COASTLIFE.
COASTLIFE is sponsored by BB Healthcare, Coastal Comfort Heating and Air Conditioning, Preston Automotive Group, Shell Brothers, and the Parker Group.
All right, team, well, if you watched COASTLIFE yesterday, you probably noticed it got cut off a little early, and that's because there was an NBC special report following the tragedy that happened in Kansas City.
Yes.
So, of course, we just want to take the time now to let you guys know that, of course, our hearts are with Kansas City. What happened was absolutely terrible, and we are just thinking of everybody involved. That being said, when that special report cut in, if you were watching again, you may have realized it cut out part of a story that we were talking about. So we are going to take the time now to bring that story back to you. We're in the middle of talking about Shell's early learning, who we just love so much.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. And we've talked about how, they start teaching languages so super young. And we've talked about, both of us have tried to learn languages before, and it's so much harder to do the older you get.
Yes.
Doable, but really difficult. So you can really set your child up for success in so many ways. I mean, not just language learning, but reading comprehension. I mean, these kids that graduate from Shell's early learning, they go into kindergarten ready.
They're impressive.
They're so impressive. So Katie Zarrilli from our sister show Delmarva Life is checking out Shell's early learning now.
This segment of COASTLIFE is sponsored by Shell's Early Learning Center.
Serious scribbles, luxury lounges, and creative crafting. That barely begins to describe the daily happenings at Shell's Early Learning Center in Harrington.
From being 6 weeks old all the way up to that 11, 12 months walking, so they're able to crawl, they're able to walk.
Angela Malabit is the executive director. Her mother started all of this back in 1998.
The story she told us about how it started with one classroom and all the other classrooms were empty. I think that's inspiring. So this is, this was I want to say this is our center that was a Whim of Hope facility that came along for her that grew to be one of our top facilities.
Whether kids attend here, Milton, Camden, or Dover, it'll be anything but average childcare. First and foremost, they'll get an education.
So it's amazing because, we're able to hit everything and start so young. That's the key point, is starting young, and we're able to do that here at Shell's.
And they're learning from the best of the best. This staff is made up of longtime educators.
They've all been in the field for years, as well as, even with being degreed, we have our staff that's degreed, that has bachelor's degrees, associate's degrees, one of our admins has her master's degree.
Just take the crew in the infant classroom, for example.
It's so personable with, we have Mom Deb here who's been with us for years, and they're with our infants, and they just get that love from her, as well as our, Miss Janelle, who's been here with us for years as well, too.
And while we're in here, let's talk about this infant classroom, shall we? Angela knows it's next level.
Out of all the centers, out of all 4 of our facilities, this infant classroom is just beautiful. It's so spacious, so it gives the children the ability to grow, from being 6 weeks old all the way up to that 11, 12 months walking. So they're able to crawl, they're able to walk.
They're able to learn sign language? Yup. As a matter of fact, they teach ASL to all of the youngsters here.
And I know a lot of parents are like, babies? Yes, the babies are able to grasp it. Once they turn 1, they're able to use it and also put it with the mouthing of the words. So by the time they're 2, they've picked up sign language, and our verbal skills are impeccable.
No matter the subject, what's happening here is truly changing these kiddos' lives.
We love getting those phone calls that the students are, doing amazing in school, reading, surpassing. I love when I hear that kids are actually getting bumped up.
Let's not forget another outstanding aspect of Shell's Early Learning Centers. That's the food.
So our full meals is another thing I love to highlight here. It'd be to the point that they'd be having to make extras for the teachers because it smells so good, it looks so good that not only do the kids want to eat it, but then we have our staff wanting to eat it as well.
As a matter of fact, when it's time to eat, this place is at its most peaceful.
That's when you hear silence in the facility. It's lunchtime. That's just, it's like, what's going on? You start looking at it like, oh, they're eating.
Whether it's the great grub, the sweet staff, or the educational experiences, kids are coming here and wanting to stay.
The best response is when their kid does not want to leave. I think that kills all responses across the board.
Of course, the smiles like these also say it all.
We do know that right now, of course, though, it can be hard times financially for a lot of people. So if you are interested in getting your kid in Shells, maybe you're a little worried about paying for it, don't count them out just yet. They have tuition support, so call Shells, talk to them, see what options they have. They are willing to work with you and figure out how to get your kid in Shells Early Learning.
That's right. Coming up next on Coast Life, though, we are going to introduce you to a nominee for Manager of the Year thanks to her life-saving action that she took. All of that is on the way. You're not going to want to miss it.
All right, Coast Life team, I kind of just want to take you into a scenario. It's not a great one, I'll be honest with you. I know we normally like to have a lot of fun here, but this is a serious thing that did happen on our coast. You're at a restaurant and you see someone there eating start to pass out, maybe start to slump over, something's wrong. Suddenly someone is doing CPR. All's well though, they end up living, and it is all thanks to a very special person who was there and was very quick on their feet. We have that very special person in studio with us today. Please welcome Nikki and Jeb to the Coast Life couch, both with Harrison's Harbor Watch restaurant in Ocean City. Thank you both for being here today.
Happy to be here, thank you.
Of course. So, no offense to you because you're fantastic, but we do have a hero on our hands here. So, Nikki, you saved someone's life who was eating at the restaurant. Can you take us through that day and what you remember happening?
We had a bus group that day. Mm-hmm. They came in, it was 40 or 50 people, I think. After they came in, they ate, we gave them all their food, and then towards the end of it, I walked out in the dining room and just saw an older man just face down in his plate.
Wow.
I went out and asked the people he was seated with what was going on, and they didn't know who he was. They'd been sat together, but they didn't know him. And he didn't wake up when I approached the table. So I called 911 and pulled him on the ground, which I needed help with from one of the other cooks. One of the guys came and just called 911, followed their instructions.
Wow.
Gave CPR, and they came and picked him up.
That's absolutely incredible. And of course, like we said, it ended well. This person ended up living because of how quick you were on your feet and then the CPR you gave him. Have you talked to this person since?
No.
How has it been since?
No, I've not heard from him since. After he was taken to the hospital, the woman that was running the bus group, she stayed behind for a few hours and came back later and told us that he'd been taken to the hospital and he was fine.
That's fantastic. It's so incredible hearing your story. I wish we could have him, here today, this person. But if you're out there, we're wishing you all the best. And I think it would be great to reconnect you guys one day. But for you, can you just tell me kind of what this means for you, seeing this in action, this heroic moment?
I've known Nikki since 2007 when she started at the restaurant. She's always been the type of person that jumps in and helps out. I'm not surprised at her actions that day. She doesn't like the spotlights here today, of course, but it's great to have a hero in our presence, and her training that she participates in our company, and the quick thinking of the team that day it's great to know that we have good employees who look out for our guests.
Definitely. And of course, this action is being rewarded. You have been nominated for a really incredible award. Tell us a little bit about what's going on.
It's for the Restaurant Association of Maryland as Manager of the Year. They also nominate, I think, Chef of the Year, Bartender of the Year, and Server of the Year.
Okay, well, we're rooting for you to get Manager of the Year, not only because you saved somebody's life, but also you are the only person in this category to be nominated, or is it any category, on the Eastern Shore?
I think any category.
Any category on the Eastern Shore.
You are representing the Eastern Shore, girl. Okay, so people can vote, they can show their support to you. How can they do that? They can vote for you to be Manager of the Year.
Go online to the Maryland Association website.
Okay.
You can also go to ocmbrestaurants.com.
Okay.
Vote there. Voting goes till the end of February. We'd be happy to get a vote for Nikki and have people recognize her heroic efforts for that day.
Yes, and look, she is so humble, you guys. Seriously, not just one vote. Let's get everyone to vote for Nikki. So when the awards are in April, I think you guys mentioned.
April 14th.
Perfect. You are bringing home an award. And of course, another way you can show some support, going to the restaurant. You guys are celebrating a big anniversary as well. Tell us what do you want people to know about it?
So Harrison's Harbor Watch was opened in 1984. It's a huge seafood restaurant overlooking Assateague Island on the south end of the boardwalk in Ocean City. The Harrison family has operated that since it opened, and we have had the privilege of working there throughout our careers. I started there as a busboy. She's been a busboy, a server, kitchen manager, assistant manager. So it's a good family business that likes to promote from within. We're excited for the 40th anniversary. We're going to have a lot of different contests and giveaways this summer, different specials, some throwback pricing. So we're just really looking forward to all the celebration of a long time tradition in Ocean City at Harrison's Harbor Watch.
Fantastic. Well, we're looking forward to it too. If you go there, you're in good hands, obviously, especially if Nikki's there. So, Nikki, congratulations.
Thank you.
And thank you for what you did for our community. Guys, go vote. We'll have that link. I know we had it up on our screen. We'll also have that link on our website, our social medias. So you can vote as many times as you can for Nikki. Don't forget about that. All right. Thanks, guys, so much for being here again today.
Thank you so much.
Of course. All right, you guys, we have a lot more Coast Life to get to, a lot more fun coming your way. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
This segment of Coast Life is sponsored by Ocean City Art League.
Whether you are a local or a visitor to Ocean City, if you love art, you're probably familiar with the Art League of Ocean City. Today on Coast Life, we are checking out what's on display for the month of February.
For 60 years, the Art League of Ocean City has been serving the community as a nonprofit and a space to display artists' work and foster artists' talents.
It is a space where anybody can come to and experience and engage in art. It's the only building in the entire resort of Ocean City where people can create and view fine art in a gallery setting. So it's a pretty special place.
With multiple shows and multiple galleries, there's always something for everyone at the Center for the Arts.
So the great thing about the Art Center is that every month it changes. The galleries and multiple gallery spaces change artwork each month. Each year we display thousands of works of art. And we have several gallery spaces that people can enjoy different shows at the same time.
There's even a gallery in the staircase. But each month, the Center of the Arts highlights a different featured artist who they invite to show off their work on the ground floor gallery.
So what you're seeing here is a culmination of a year-long fellowship. The artist's name is David Smith. He is the head of the department at Salisbury University for ceramics, and he was our fellow for contemporary art and community engagement, our Robinson Fellow for last year. His work is kind of macabre, and you look at it and you go, how did he do that out of clay? Because some of them are lit where there are lights inside of them. Some of the pieces are fountains. Some combine different fabrics, where he's made molds of everything from corn cobs to teeth to turkey necks, and just very interesting pieces, and they're collectible too. So everything here at the Art Center is for sale.
February is Black History Month, and over in the Spotlight Gallery is where you'll find the photography display, The Black Congress.
So we're in the Spotlight Gallery right now. This is the Black Congress with Kenny Jones, and we're really excited to welcome him for the month of February. This is a really interesting exhibit. It's all about how he thinks our Congress. You kind of have the opportunity to talk about whatever you want, discuss ideas, and it's the same way in a Black-owned barbershop.
Yeah, the barbershop in the African American community is the place where conversations happen and where people are seen and they're asked their opinions. And we thought this was a great way to celebrate Black History Month here at the Art Center, and just really compelling photographs. And I think he really started something here, because he's turning this into a series now where he goes around the Eastern Shore to different barbershops and photographs. And so that's the thing about the Art Center, is it creates a place for dialogue and conversation. And that's what I love about this exhibit.
A photographer and a teacher, the Center of the Arts is excited to celebrate Kenny Jones.
Right, well, Kenny is an educator, and he's been teaching in Salisbury for 35 years. And he's shown here before. He always comes in with something very topical and very interesting, but it brings in a diverse audience, and it gives us voices that aren't often heard in the community. So we're honored to be able to show his work here this month.
Need a new perspective? That's the theme in the Sisson Gallery this month. Megan Burak-Lowe tells us what's on display.
So we're in the Sisson Galleria upstairs of the Art League of Ocean City. This show is a group show, all media. We have 2D work, 3D work, paintings, photography, mixed media, and the focal point is all about perspective. So 1 point, 2 point visual perspective, and then we also have some artists that had their own perspective on whatever they were trying to inspire in their work. Perspective is really difficult to achieve in artwork, and as an artist myself, I totally understand how difficult it can be. So the work in this show is absolutely incredible. Definitely worth coming down and checking out for yourself.
While you're perusing the artwork in the Sisson Gallery, Megan says be sure to check out some of the award winners.
Definitely check out all of our award winners. We have some first, second, third place, and honorable mentions. Rebecca Morgan, who's right behind me, has first place, and I love this piece. Some of these give like an illusion of depth in their own way. So it's definitely a unique perspective on perspective.
Keep an eye out for the 4 resident artists you may see working in the studio space in the Center of the Arts.
We have resident studio artists. We have 4 studios upstairs, and these people are showing all year long. They have photography, paintings. Sometimes people are in there actually demoing themselves, so they're definitely worth coming up and looking at too.
Each show is on display until the end of the month, when the Art League of Ocean City will switch over to a new set of works.
Paige, there's always something to see and do with the Art League in Ocean City. I mean, they have so many classes. So not only, is there so much art to see in that gallery setting, but they'll actually teach you. Artists of all levels can take those classes.
So I've taken one before. So fun.
Which class did you take?
Like a little doodling, like sketching one. Yeah, it was great.
I really want to take one of their pottery classes.
I've sat in on those. I didn't do it. I feel like I could make pottery after watching them.
All right, we got to get Reno to get us in there.
We do, yes, definitely.
Yes, but lots to see there and lots to appreciate. And we'll keep eyes out every month for our friends at the Art League.
Perfect. Coming up on Coast Life today, we are talking to the Freeman Arts Pavilion about their volunteers and some opportunities for you when we get back. Oh, do you really live on Delmarva, or you really visited Delmarva? If you haven't seen a show at the Freeman Arts Pavilion, I've been to plenty. They are so much fun, and if you haven't gone, what are you doing? You have to go. They have the best performances. And did you know you can get involved with all they do on stage, behind the scenes, all of that good stuff? To tell us more, we have Allison and London with the Freeman Arts Pavilion here today. Welcome, both of you.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here. Like I said, I truly love Freeman Arts. I've been kind of behind the scenes with your volunteer programs before. I've seen plenty of shows there. You guys just do an incredible job.
Thanks.
Yes, of course. So let's talk a little bit about the organization as a whole. You guys are looking for volunteers for all of the great community outreach you do. Tell us what's going on.
Yeah, so the Freeman Arts Pavilion is a program of the Joshua M. Freeman Foundation, which is a fundraising arts nonprofit. And our mission is to provide Arts Access for All. And part of that is the performances that we do in the summer at the Freeman Arts Pavilion in Selbyville, Delaware.
Fantastic. I think must have been maybe during COVID times, you guys were making these art kits for kids.
Yep.
And it was really cool seeing people of all ages volunteering, putting together these art packs for the children. So who does kind of an ideal volunteer look like, or is there not one?
There is not one at all. Our pavilion, our foundation is really for everyone. We try to make it as inclusive as needed. So really anyone that is willing to give some time up to better the foundation, better our community, we are welcoming them.
We have a student volunteer program as well. So there is, high schoolers up to, retirees are all part of our volunteer program.
Perfect. So anyone that wants to stay busy and give back, do students still get, or do they still need those like service hours?
Definitely some of them do. And if that's any of the requirements, we're happy to fill out any of those paperwork for the school, or if they just want to give some time, listen to some great music, they're definitely welcome as well.
Yeah, let's talk more about what they'll be doing hands-on. So are there opportunities for them to volunteer with the big acts you have? What could they potentially be doing?
Yeah, so we have a few different areas of the volunteer. We have the pavilion itself, so our volunteers are really there for the operations. They help everywhere from parking to ushering, working behind the bars. If you're a student, you really get a lot of the technical aspects, no bar for you. Really just anywhere from greeting people in to exiting goodbye. And then we also have another group of volunteers that they can go to the pavilion, or they do art access. So they're really the ones that are hands-on in the schools, in the community groups, and then at our young audience series on Saturday mornings.
Wow, so fun. When I've gone to the shows before, like Ziggy Marley, for example, if I was in high school, I would have died to work on a Ziggy Marley show. So people can get maybe the list coming up of events. There's really events for everyone as well. If you like music, if you like, I don't know, jazz.
Dance. All genres are covered at the venue and with the organization through our Arts Access initiative. The arts education programs do visual arts, music, spoken word, all of it's covered. Really wanting to have the people of Delmarva and the visitors of Delmarva to have access to all kinds of art.
Fantastic. Well, you guys do such a great job at that. If someone's interested, they want to learn more about volunteering or get involved, how can they reach out to you all?
Visit our website, freemanarts.org. That's the best way to connect with London to be a part of our volunteer program.
Perfect. All right, you guys. Looking forward to all of this and looking forward to what Freeman has. I already asked them. I said, are you excited for who's coming to Freeman Stage or Freeman Arts Pavilion? She said yes. We don't know who's coming yet, but I know it's a lot to look forward to, and thank you for what you do with your Arts Access Initiative as well. It really is, like I said, I've been there, hands-on. It's incredible what you all do.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We're looking forward to the first set of shows being announced on Monday, February 19th.
What? You heard it here first, folks. Maybe you didn't, or maybe you are. I'm hearing it first here. So excited. Okay, I'm marking my calendar. I have to go do that now. You can do it as well, because we're going to go to a commercial break. We'll be right back with more Coast Life.
Spill the Tea is sponsored by the Spice and Tea Exchange of Rehoboth.
It's time for one of our most dramatic, one of our favorite segments. We're spilling the tea. You know, I told Bob, our meteorologist earlier, and I said, we're spilling the tea today. And he goes, you might want some more paper towels.
I heard him. I was watching.
Bob is so funny. But we're not really spilling
it. Was cute.
Yes, it was very cute. So, Leah, what are we drinking today?
Today, we are drinking, thanks to our friends at Spice and Tea Exchange on Rehoboth Avenue in Rehoboth Beach, Bonita Peach Rooibos Herbal Tea. This is a good summertime tea. So I know, like, this winter stinks.
Right.
So we're just trying to picture ourselves in warmer times. This tea combines green rooibos with summer fruits and flowers to produce a refreshing, caffeine-free blend.
Ooh.
Delicious, served either hot or cold.
That'd be great for before bed.
That's
no
right.
caffeine, just a nice little treat.
That's right.
Perfect. All right, let's spill it. I have our figurative tea on my phone here.
All right.
Let's read about it. So we have a young woman writing in today.
Alrighty.
Talking about how she's fighting with her parents. They aren't speaking right now.
Oof.
And her brother and her are kind of on the rocks, their relationship. So basically what happens is this young lady has been saving up her whole life. She wants to go to school. She also wants to be a pilot.
Good for her.
Pilot school, I've heard, can be very expensive.
Sure.
So she's been working 2 jobs as a young girl, saving up a lot of money. Now her brother, on the other hand, did what a lot of us do at some point in our lives, maybe make a purchase that wasn't smart.
Sure.
Yeah.
Happens.
He thought he could afford a new car, then he hit some financial struggles. He can't afford that car anymore. So the family was kind of talking to parents, and they're like, well, how can we help him with his loan? I get that. You want to help out your family. We all make mistakes.
Of course.
Their idea was to take from this young lady's savings that she saved up for. So she freaked out on them. She said she yelled at them. That's kind of what she's writing in about, was she in the wrong for yelling at her parents? They aren't talking since. She and her brother are kind of iffy because I guess he hasn't really said what he wants either way. I mean, obviously, I'm sure he wants his loan paid, but he also doesn't want to hurt his sister.
Sure.
Eek. She hasn't, what I would like to know more about this story, I'm going to put my phone down, is I feel like are we missing something? Were there any other options the parents discussed?
I'm not sure, and maybe there are, and she didn't know.
Yeah.
But I feel like there have to have been other options discussed before. Like, this would have to be an absolute last resort, and even then, I feel like if you're the parents, like, you can't ask one of your kids to give to the other. Like, it should be up to them.
I'm also curious. I have a lot of questions. Like, did the parents put any money in this account? I'm not saying it's okay for them to take it back. But is it one of those things like, hey, we put this money, we're going to take our share out, we'll replenish it?
Yeah,
I don't know.
And if that's the case, then they could maybe pull, okay, what we have contributed, we just have to share right now, but we will give it back. I could see that, but
I'm just trying to see what we're thinking, because with the information we have, I'm siding with the person who wrote in. I am
too, and I don't think she was wrong for yelling at her parents.
No,
I mean, I think, every teenager or young 20-something, you get to an age where you're going to disagree with your parents, and you have to, navigate those waters too. And it stinks, and money is stressful, and it can really put a stress internally on a family, especially between siblings. If you are a sibling that has given the other money before, and you don't know if you're going to see that money back.
No, it's very true.
It can be a little bit stressful. So I think at this point, I'm definitely siding with the girl who wrote in. I think she is not wrong for yelling at her parents.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope that they figure something out.
Yeah, I do too. A little devil's advocate here is, of course, you never want your family member in the hole, especially a brother, a close member.
True.
So,
but if it's a hole they regularly dig.
That's right. So I need a little more context. If you're sending in some of your drama, give us both sides a little bit. You know what I mean? We want to know. We're never going to judge you.
No.
But we just want to know, so we can really balance it out.
Yeah.
But best of luck.
Yeah, this is a tough one.
The only thing I can think is to help your brother, maybe give him some advice, hey, this is how I saved money. Here's how you can do it.
Yeah.
That's all I got for you.
What we will judge, though, is the tea, as always.
And it's never bad, but let's see.
Ooh,
I was right. It's never bad.
I love this one. So if you are looking for fun, fresh teas, spices, you'll find them at the Spice and Tea Exchange on Rehoboth Avenue in Rehoboth Beach. But don't go anywhere. We do have some more Coast Life to get to. We are headed to Jab and Flow when we get back.
This segment of Coast Life is sponsored by Jab and Flow.
Boxing, yoga, Pilates, and more. You will find all of that at Jab and Flow on the Forgotten Mile right there in Rehoboth Beach. A few weeks ago, last month I think even, we introduced you to the folks at Jab and Flow.
Yeah.
Amazing coaches, some of the most approachable coaches you will ever meet.
So fun too. We were laughing the whole time.
Yes. So if you are looking for a new fitness routine and you kind of want to make fun the focus of that fitness routine, that is exactly what you're going to find at Jab and Flow. So today on Coast Life, we are diving a little bit deeper into what you're going to see at the gym there. So let's take a look.
How many times have you had the goal to get fit? How many times have you stuck to it? If you haven't had success with gyms in the past, how about a self-improvement center? That's what owner Will Harris has built with Jab and Flow.
So with Jab and Flow, our goal here is just to help people find something that they are going to stick with long term. Everybody always asks, what's the best workout? And I always tell everybody the best workout is whatever you're going to stick with. So we offer boxing, yoga, strength conditioning, we've got step classes, we've got dance classes, we've got pretty much anything that you can think of for any age group.
With a variety of classes and experiences to choose from, and an extremely knowledgeable and approachable staff, your membership at Jab and Flow is meant to serve you in your fitness goals.
With our membership package, basically you start off with 8 classes that you can use for any purposes. A lot of times people buy a membership and they split it with their significant other, with their kids, and after they run out of those 8, you can basically add additional classes to your membership, and you can use those interchangeably for boxing, yoga, any of the classes that I mentioned. So you're able to try a bunch of different things and figure out what works for you and mix it up week to week and, again, make it a long-term thing that you're going to stick with.
At Jab and Flow, not only are you going to find a class that works for you, you may even fall in love with working out. all thanks to the fun and welcoming environment that Will and his team have built here.
Oh yeah, that's the biggest thing, is making it fun and inviting for everyone. And that's what people love about coming here. Seriously, you can come in and have a drink before you get started. You can have something after you're done. Because everybody comes in for different reasons. Sometimes you're just stressed out and you just want to come in and punch some bags and relieve a little stress. Sometimes you want to come in here and just roll out a yoga mat and just decompress from your day. And usually at night, we got some 80s, 90s, like hip hop and R&B like blasting in here. We turn on the black lights and we kind of make it like a little bit of a party. And same thing for the yoga classes. Not all of them are just like your typical like super zen classes. Sometimes the instructors mix in some fun music, and the atmosphere is always great. The people that come here are amazing because they're just people from everyday walks of life. Nobody's stuck up here. Everybody here is just a new friend that you're going to meet, and they're going to encourage you to find what you enjoy, and they'll be here to encourage you.
Encouragement that could make all the difference. But maybe structure isn't what motivates you. Maybe it's simply fun. Mark your calendars for the first Glow Boxing and Glow Yoga night to help make fun the focus of your fitness.
We are going to make that a recurring event every other Friday, but the first one will be on March 8th from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. and we're going to have a DJ here. It'll be Glow Boxing and Glow Yoga, and we also have Rachel from Hammer and Stain to Arts and Crafts Studio in Lewis, and she's going to be doing arts and crafts for kids, so parents don't have to feel guilty about leaving the kids at home. So everybody can come. It's open to all of our members for free, and there's a small drop-in fee for new members that just want to come in and check out what's going on.
Part of what can make a regular gym difficult is finding hours that work for you. For Jab and Flow members, your schedule is up to you.
In regards to our hours of operation, we make things as easy as possible for our members. Everybody gets a key code to the door. You can come in 24 hours a day. We usually have somebody on staff from 6 a.m. to about 8 p.m., but we have some restaurant workers who need to get in a little earlier. We have some people that need to come in a little bit later, and as a member, you have the freedom to do that. You can come in anytime that's convenient for you. We have an app that has all of our workouts in there, so you can follow along at any given time, and you can just let yourself in and make yourself at home here.
But the fun and fitness isn't just limited to adults. Kids of all ages and ability levels are welcome too.
So our boxing program is for kids of all ages and all ability levels. A lot of times parents bring their kids here because they've tried to get them into different sports and they just don't like playing baseball or basketball or football or something like that. And with anybody, honestly, who gets into boxing, it requires a lot of coordination, it requires a lot of conditioning, it requires a lot of different skills that are transferable to other sports. So it doesn't necessarily even have to be about boxing when you bring kids here to our program, and that's what a lot of the parents enjoy. They're also learning self-discipline, they're also learning teamwork skills, they're learning all those things that are valuable, across the board. So it doesn't have to be specifically about boxing to get kids involved with our program here. But I think our youngest kid is 6, and we start pushing the kids into the adult program once they hit about 13. But 6 is the youngest that we have in here, and they love it, the parents love it, and it's been great.
And like we said, Paige and I actually had a chance to meet Will and John when they were here a couple weeks ago, teaching us some basics outside, some boxing basics, and they really are just, boxing is something that I've always wanted to try, but I've always been afraid to, and they put you at ease immediately.
They do, and it was funny because like many people who come into our studio, when the situation's reversed, maybe they were a little uneasy, like being on camera. As soon as they started coaching us, it was like they broke out of the shell, and it was that's what they're meant to do. Yes. They are meant to coach. Man, are they good at it.
Yes, and they're so much fun. I mean, that really is. It takes all the pressure off of a traditional gym because it's not what it is. They call it a self-improvement center for a reason, but be on the lookout because we're actually going to start doing some Fitness Fridays with our friends at Jab and Flow. So they're going to give you some tips and stuff to kind of build your own circuit at home. So keep your eyes peeled for that.
I'm ready. I'm feeling motivated. All right. I'm also feeling motivated to finish up the rest of Coast Life. There's a little bit coming your way, so just stay on your couch. We'll be right back. Before we let you guys go, we want to address just some of what happened yesterday, especially because it happened during the show. But of course, our hearts are with Kansas City. Terrible what happened there. Yes, definitely. And maybe you were tuning in yesterday, you saw the NBC special report. Rightfully so, right? It aired over part of Coast Life. That is why we just want to let you know that you maybe saw part of the Shell's early learning story yesterday. We played the full thing out for you today. Also, we're going to get back in touch with Valentine's Day because we, of course, still want to address some of the good that happened, some of the love still being spread despite the tragedy in Kansas City. So this is a little bit of what we were talking about yesterday that you may have missed. So take a look at this tree now.
Yes.
This is so sweet. sweet. It is Valentine's Day themed because, again, like we said, we're not done talking about love. And it, I guess, was a Christmas tree, Leah, that's now a Valentine's tree.
Yes. So Anne and John Hott gave us a call the other day, and they said, oh my gosh, we love the show. We love watching. We remember when you guys did a story about people redecorating their Christmas trees all throughout the year. So that's what they did. They decorated their Christmas tree for Valentine's Day. So cute, so fun.
Yes.
Looks great.
Thank you for sending us that. So cool. And of course, we always want to see what you guys are doing. Did you paint a cool picture? Did you make your first loaf of bread? You know, whatever.
Yes, because it's the little accomplishments that deserve celebration. And we want to celebrate those with you, for you, because maybe there's, you know, not somebody around to celebrate those.
Definitely.
With you. So we definitely want to get that covered. You can always email us, team@coastlife.com. And we will celebrate you.
Exactly.
It's your show too.
Of course it is. Yes, definitely.
But it is about that time for us to get on out of here. Have a great rest of your day. I know we're preparing for possibly some snow this weekend, but we'll keep an eye on that tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's the later
That's
problem.
tomorrow's problem.
For now, Coast TV News at 5 takes it from here. We'll see you tomorrow.